Hyundai's recent rise up the sales chart has been built on the back of small and practical hatchbacks like the i10 and i20. But now the firm is aiming to bring a little touch of pizzazz back to the range with this, the new Veloster Coupe. One of the most common questions we get on our reader test team events is, can we drive it? Unfortunately, normally the answer is no. But on this occasion, we've managed to convince Hyundai to let our readers have a go, and they're going to spend a few days behind the wheel getting to know the car.
It's a nice looking car. The door combinations are clearly the standout feature. A bit bizarre to have one door on one side and two doors on the other, but looking forward to putting it into practice.
I've found the car very comfortable, very easy. I've spent quite a lot of time on a motorway and that was very comfortable. I'm not keen on the rear windscreen. It's quite small, and when you're looking in the rear view mirror, it sort of splits your field of vision. I've found the steering very easy. It feels easier than my current Hyundai. The passenger door clearly makes it easier to get in and out. Definitely a unique point, and everyone that I showed it to went, "Ooh, that's bizarre, but what a good idea."
Well, it's incredibly striking, isn't it? I mean, there's nothing like it on the market. I can get perfectly comfortable, looks good quality, inside that comparable to my Volvo C30, so it looks excellent. Okay, I've got my doubts. I've just sat in the back briefly, and it's the rear headroom. Now, I know you could always put cars pick out things which don't do perhaps as well as you'd hope. I mean, this is a coupe, so it's not aimed as a family car, but the headroom does look a bit tight. I'm not the tallest person around, but it does look a bit tight in the back.
It is a superb car in terms of its sort of engineering and the way it drives, really comfortable, very quiet at high speeds, very smooth, just nice enough firm to be sporty but not too firm. You don't want something bone shaking as well. So yeah, I was really impressed with it. I mean, a lot of the things on this in terms of technology I haven't had before. So this has got the dual clutch, so this was the first time I've had one of those. So that was very impressive. I do a lot of mountain biking and road biking, and easily able to get both bikes in. In fact, I even got two mountain bikes in at one point as well. Okay, you have to take the wheels off, but that's no problem. Well, you're getting down to, I mean, it really is a great car, very competent. Anybody who buys this is going to have no trouble at all. So when you're starting to pick up things you don't like, it tends to get very minute, and it looks like you're being very pedantic. But the driver's seat doesn't, though it flips forward, it doesn't move forward. So I just thought that was something simple they could have done just to make easy access. I know you've got the third door, but it's also, people can get in via this door, but it's a bit of a squeeze. You've got to be pretty nimble.
It looks a lot more amazing in the actual real life than it does in the pictures I've seen. It's definitely unlike anything I've ever seen on the road before. I love it, I think it's great. It's pretty cool. I've synced up my iPhone, so I've got all my contacts and my tracks coming up on the stereo. Probably the only thing I'm surprised at is the headroom in the back, because the whole design is having this extra door. Might not have a great amount of use if you can't get anyone in the back, but again, see how that goes.
Coming from a Honda Civic, I found the ride really comfortable and composed, because my ride's sort of quite crashy. The seats are really comfortable, the ride's really sporty, and the steering's a little fake in feel, but the handling's quite good. Practicality is an interesting one. I couldn't get really anyone in the back, so I feel a bit like they have gone down the route of the door.
You couldn't physically get anyone in?
I could, even myself, and I'm not tall, couldn't sit properly in the back. You're not quite sure where to put your head, whether it's supposed to go in the glass bit, whether you're supposed to lean forward. A couple of my friends are over 6 foot. There's no way they could sit comfortably in the back. Personally, they're out of my price, just out of my price range, possibly anyway. I'd probably recommend people look at them if they did want to buy this sort of car, and then maybe in a couple of years' time when they're on the used market, I'll probably consider one then, because it meets my needs. I don't need a hugely practical car.
So the reaction to the Veloster has been largely positive from the readers. And if any of them fancy going out and buying their own, they'll be able to do so from the 5th of January. Prices start from $17,995. At the moment, there's just the 1.6 litre petrol that they drove, but in the future there should be further engines with a 1.6 litre turbo confirmed for later in 2012.